It would be great.
I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. What's your mood? What's your mood? Can you feel it? Something in the air. The energy between us is magnified. When two align, we unwind, intertwine in love. I've got my eye on you, and I'm in the mood for some of you.
This is Power Ace Radio.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. Now, today we have a singer, an entrepreneur, and a speaker with us today. So, welcome to the show. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. So, Dion, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay, so my name is Neveah, and I'm actually an Afrobeats artist. I'm a mum of two. I'm a single mum as well. So you can imagine like how crazy like life can be sometimes. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm trying to build my brand online, which is called Coco Bay London. And I do like motivational like talks, but I haven't been booked for any type of event just yet. I think in the future that will definitely be something I would personally like to do in terms of like, you know, motivating and encouraging and inspiring like the youth, especially. I think on my platform itself, a lot of my followers and my fans and my audience, should I say, they see me as somebody that's quite motivational, quite inspirational, and especially on TikTok and on Instagram. So that's really me in a nutshell. I've been doing music since I was in primary school, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've been singing since I was in primary school. I went to a Catholic primary school, and the first time I actually discovered that I could sing was when I was doing a Christmas show, and we had to do the Aladdin song. You know, the one where it goes, where they're on the magic carpet.
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
can't remember what the song's called.
Um, oh, I'm trying to think now. Oh, I know what you're on about. Yeah, the magic.
Yeah, but yeah, so that one. So when I asked, obviously I had to do that song, and from there, like the passion just sparked in me, and then I've just been singing since then, to be honest with you. So we used to go visit like elderly people in their homes and stuff. We used to sing for them as a choir, and then I used to sing in like my church choirs as well.
Mm.
So I've been singing in church choirs near enough most of my life, really and truly. And from there, like I've just literally had the passion for singing. I love music. I've been into all types of music, like funky house. When I was growing up, it was like um Dizzy Rascal and Wiley and I can't even think of the top of my head, but I used to listen to a lot of funky house music, a lot of funky music, garage music as well. I don't know if you have you heard of So Solid Crew?
Briefly, yes, I have heard
Yeah,
of
yeah. So I
them.
used to listen to a lot of garage music back in the day, like R&B, Angie Stone, um, Jill Scott. I used to listen to Donald Jones, Keith Sweat. So I'm very much like your R&B girl. So even though like my major genre is Afrobeats, which is what I'm trying to kind of go into, but I'm also R&B as well.
Mm. So,
Yeah,
so that how you would describe your music style then? A bit of R&B and Afro beats
yeah, yeah,
merged together in a sense.
yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah, yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I thought of the song. It was oh no, it just slipped my mind now. A Whole New World. Was it
That's
something like
it.
that?
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it. Yeah, and I love that song as well. I love Disney. This is
Yeah.
actually my fave. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
that little girl that would always try to, sing all the Disney songs.
Oh, that's me as well. I just stand there and just start singing, and everyone
Yeah,
can tell me to shut up, really.
yeah. Literally thinking I'm like one of the characters in the film and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And I mean, so your journey from let's take your singing point start off with. So your journey first began with your debut single, Younger Self. Now,
Yeah.
I know you said you started singing at a young age and you were interested in it, but what made you like last year and so, or the year before? What made you really get into it? How do you get into
So
the industry?
I think so for me in my journey, I've always had self-esteem challenges and confident like issues with my confidence and stuff like that, even though I come across as a very confident person. So when people see me, they would portray me to be somebody that's quite confident, but within myself, like I had like some low self-esteem, some insecurities, and I never really had the confidence in myself to say that I actually want to go and sing. So even though the passion was always there, I was always afraid to kind of pursue it. But then I think it got to a point where I just decided that, you know what, it's now or never. And I would also like to, give accolades to my social media following as well, because I think a lot of people on my in my following on my platform, they really encouraged me, especially when it comes to my singing. So I started doing covers. So I would cover like, different songs, Adele songs, a lot of people that I used to listen to, like Thames, Ira Star, Janet Jackson. So I would do cover songs at first, and then I would post it on my social media, and I'd get the encouragement. And I also used to do like gospel music cover songs as well. And, I've got friends around me that always used to be like, oh, you've got a beautiful voice and stuff, but I never actually, I used to compare myself a lot. So and I think I started discovering my talent. So I taught myself how to play keyboard. I do other creative things just to kind of awaken that creativity in me. And then I discovered that, oh my gosh, like I can actually rap and I can really sing. And I thought, like, don't hold yourself back anymore. Like, go for it. You can be whoever you want to be. And just because you're a single mom doesn't mean that your identity is lost about because you're a mum. Do you understand? And I wanted to be the person that kind of breaks that stereotype that, oh, because I'm a single mum, that's it for me. I didn't want to just be a stereotype. So I was in my house one time and I was listening to beats, and I thought, you know what, I need to help myself in some type of way. So I started listening to beats, and then I thought, I want to write a song that's going to inspire the youth, because I know that the younger self of me, she didn't have the encouragement and the motivation and the confidence and, to go for her dreams. And now that I feel that I'm on this journey to self-discovery, I thought I want to write a song that's going to inspire another young girl like me that has probably been bullied at school or had self-esteem challenges or never felt important or appreciated or never felt seen. So that's where Younger Self was now birthed. And when I wrote it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually such an inspirational song. And yeah, that's really where it came from. So I just put all the lyrics together, bought the beat and everything, and then decided to go and record it. And that was the beginning of me pursuing my singing career.
Wow. I mean, your songs, listening to them, they are full of inspiration and motivation, and they bring such a good energy to your song, from Younger Self to Battles, and they really spark this. I'm going to use motivation again because it really does spark motivation. It really does make people feel valued and like they're not alone in the world. And whatever they're dealing with, whatever issue or problem they're dealing with in their life, they can listen to music, because music is a gateway, you can express who you are. And I think you really do that in your songs. And I want to commend you on that, because I think that's really powerful, and it shows how strong you are as a person.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
let your emotion, to let your emotions, let show towards
Yeah.
like a whole audience. So I really commend you on that.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's really it for me. I think that what I feel that what I didn't receive when I was, in my teenage, growing up, in my young adulthood, the encouragement, the support, the motivation, I want to be able to offer that to somebody else through my music. Music makes me happy, and music really does heal me, and it heals my soul. And I feel so encouraged and I feel empowered when I listen to music. And for you to obviously give me that feedback, it means that everything that I actually desired for my music is actually taking place. So it's really nice to get that feedback, because it could just confirms everything that I actually am doing as a musician, as an artist, to just bring love, light, and good energy, motivation, and encouragement to other people to chase after their dreams and go for it. And on the other side of fear is everything that you desire. You just have to just stop standing in your own way and just believe in yourself, because you can become anything you want to be.
Absolutely. And you are very bold and creative in your music videos and what you produce. Now, I know you are very active on TikTok. You have over 4,000 followers, and watching you, you are a bit of a comedian. I've seen later TikToks and I'm like, you're funny as well, which is just wonderful. But
Yeah.
you also show real messages on TikTok, really powerful things that have gone on in the news or in schools, and you are really powerful on TikTok and you really speak your voice.
Yeah.
Is that difficult to do, or is that just natural for you to?
I think I've naturally always been somebody that is bold and courageous. But at the same time, I've also been battling with my own demons as well. And what helps me to be bold and courageous is my faith and is the God that I serve, which is Yahweh. Do you understand? And he has helped me along this journey and he has healed me. And I know that my voice is my superpower, and my voice can also help other people as well to change their perspective, to give new insight, to give enlightenment, to help, to encourage, to support. So the experiences that I go through in my life, I feel that I'm on the journey where I get to see things from a higher perspective, and then I now translate that into a message that can help somebody else. That's really where that comes from, because I would say that I am, multifaceted. There are different sides to me. I can be serious, I can be funny, I can be creative as well, I can be artistic. And when it comes to my audience, I want them to get to know me as a whole and not just one side of me, so that they don't see, if there isn't a pretense, I'm actually a real person. I'm a real mum who has experiences and, has gone through stuff more time, things that you've also been through, I've been through. And through my life journey and through my personal experiences and through my witness and my testimony, I can share that with other people, and that can also help them and stir them into a right direction. I'm a really big believer on being the light for somebody else. I'm really a big believer on being a bridge that can support somebody else to help them to get to their destination, because we're all here to be a blessing. And I think we live in such a crazy society. People can be selfish, it's dark, there's so much things going on, and people are looking for comfort. Do you understand? They're looking for encouragement, they're looking for a voice of reason, understanding, wisdom. And I'm just using the gifts and resources and tools that God has given me and put inside of me to help in that sense, and encourage and empower. And yes, obviously, I want to create a comfortable life for me and my children. Do you know what I mean? I'm a single parent. I don't have support from my children's fathers either. And, growing up, my mum did her best to raise me and my younger brothers as well. It wasn't easy, but she made sure we had what we needed. However, I want to break generational curses, and I also want to create generational worth for not just for me, but for my children, my great-grandchildren, and for my lineage.
Yeah. And I mean, for me personally, obviously as well, suffering from depression, eating disorders, anxiety, you really give that a person who is successful as yourself is also a human being. They have gone through so much struggle and so much challenges, and how you present yourself on TikTok makes you this really emotional person, and it can really connect with anyone, no matter if they're dealing with something completely different. It don't matter. And yeah, it is really, it's touching and it's also insightful.
Yeah.
With some of the things you said, for instance, some of the things you have said, I'm like, oh, I didn't thought of that, or oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't know that much about it, and I've learned more. And I think that what you as well do not only
Yeah.
as a performer, but
Yeah.
how you are a motivational
Yeah.
speaker. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've suffered with depression and anxiety in the past, and it's been long standing, and I do have moments where I kind of regress into anxiety, maybe because I get triggered or just juggling so much at the same time. I mean, it's not easy being a single parent, an entrepreneur, managing myself as an artist, keeping up to date with social media, still trying to make sure that I'm current in terms of my image and, my style and everything, like trying to juggle everything. It can be quite challenging. And, especially when there isn't finances supporting you as well. Like I don't have a massive capital to support me in my music career and so forth. So there are moments when I get down, there are moments when I'm tired, there's moments when I'm fed up, but I remember the reason why I'm doing it. It's not just for me, it's for my kids, and it's for those out there that don't believe in themselves as well. There's those out there that have suffered with anxiety and depression. And I believe that if I can get through it, then you can definitely get through it. But when you have the right tools or the right voice or, the right resources, you will get there. We've got the right people around you when the right message is being displayed. And through my music is the main thing. I want people to be happy when they listen to my music. I'm yet to, create more meaningful music. And I can't wait to do that. It's just, again, when the opportunity arises, I will do that. And that way people will understand that, you know what, yeah, I know life is tough. I know we all have, different things that we're going through, but you still have a reason to be alive today. You still have a reason to go after the things that you want to go through. The fact that you get to wake up every day and see the sunshine outside is more of a reason why you should just continue. My children are what keep me going. Do you know what I mean? And when I had my son, he's absolute godsend, and my daughter as well. And when I look at them, they're my reason. So what you need to find what your reason is to continue going. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's that one friend that you speak to every day. Do you know what I'm saying to you? They still need you,
Yeah.
So that's really it for me, to be honest with you. But I just have a huge desire to just, this great energy that I have, I just want to spread it across the earth and share my music and just grow and continue to glow and, get all the support that I can obviously gain as well. And it's been amazing, because when I think back, people used to tell me that I couldn't sing, people used to laugh and mock. And I used to take all of those negative things in, and I'd shut myself down. But then again, like I said, I have to go back to my faith. When I connected with my God, with Yahweh, he reminded me of how amazing I am, and, how beautiful I sound. And he allowed me to see myself through his eyes. And that encouraged me. And then I'm like, I actually am really good at this. I actually do have talent. I actually am quite creative. I actually am very intelligent. I actually am very smart. Do you know what I mean? I am beautiful. And I have to say these things to myself constantly to continue to encourage myself. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about either giving love or showing love, but it's also about having your own self-love and your
Yes,
journey through that.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
sister, that is completely right, completely. And I know that you said your faith has helped you a lot. When did your faith, was it at a young age, or do you recently?
Oh no, I mean, like I said, I've always been singing in choir since I was
Mhm.
young. Yeah. So I went to a Catholic school in Dulwich, St. Anthony. Shout out to anyone that went to St. Anthony's primary school. So I
Okay.
went there, and then from there, obviously, I joined a church, which was Heartbeat Church. And there was a pastor that was the lead pastor there, David Wade. He put a choir together, and we used to go around London, and we used to perform at different churches. So he used to get us booked at different churches and stuff like that, and he'd pay for our transport and so forth. And growing up, like in, I say, my late teenagehood, early adulthood, I used to work with upcoming other artists as well. There was a group called Fundamental that I used to street team for. I used to street team for Sony BMG. I used to do music videos as well. So I was around music and I was in the industry in that sense. And I guess because I had a vision, and when I had this vision, I always felt that I was made to just be famous and I was going to be this amazing singer, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. I knew I had a talent, but I didn't know in which way I was going to explore and express this talent. Do you know what I mean? So, from going to church and singing in the choirs and stuff, I've always felt comfortable in that area, but I've never felt comfortable with myself. So it wasn't until I started building my relationship, working on my relationship with God, that, I started to discover more about myself, and I started to heal, and I started to feel better, and I was comforted by the word of God, and, I was comforted by the people that he would send into my life and encourage me and so forth. And that's really where it began. It began in church and it began in the choir. And then I now decided that I'm just going to go for it. What have I got to lose? You've only got one life, and I wanted to be a legend, I want to be a legend one day, so I thought I have to go for the things that I want, and I can't allow society, the system, to prevent me from doing that, because really and truly, the system is not set up for single mothers to excel, because it's difficult childcare costs and, work and hours and all that type of stuff. It can be quite stressful. However, where there's a will, there's a way. And that's just really my mantra. And going back to what you said, it's about the self-love. It's about loving yourself. I had to learn to love me and appreciate my sound, my originality, my authenticity. I really had to learn to love all the love that I wanted to receive from the outside world. I had to give that to myself, and I had to stop comparing myself to other musicians that are mainstream, like Chris Brown, Beyonce, Thames, Mahalia, all these other amazing artists that are out there. I can't compare myself to them, because why? They started from somewhere. They started where I started, and then they became great. Do you know what I mean? And they probably had their own challenges and so forth, but everyone's opportunity is different from the next, So I had to, again, just learn to love myself and just give that love back to me. And the more that I started to do that, the more I started to appreciate even the records that I made. When I listen back to them, I think to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't sound like the next Aretha Franklin or the next Fantasia or the next Beyonce, but I still sound good. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And for what it's worth, that's okay, because you can always get better. And that's what I've done. I've healed. I've, taken that self-love journey really seriously, and I've worked on myself. And as I continue to work on myself, I grow, and it's like I just unravel and more just comes out of me,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you said also about self-love, it's really difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do that. And I think, has your faith helped you the most? Like, especially when you were younger, was it like with your faith, how should I put this? Was it like, yeah, I've got my faith, I'm going to keep on going, I'm going to go through the difficult time?
Well, now it's more like that now, to be honest with you. It's saying remaining meeting time is 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay then. So now I'd say within the last 5 years, it's more like that now. I have the attitude of where, do you know what? God's got me, regardless of what I'm going through, and I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get through this. Becoming an artist and being an artist is definitely a process. It's a process that you have to endure. Do you understand? And there's gonna be battles, like my song Battles, like there's gonna be battles every single day in every direction that you go in. There's always gonna be a battle to fight. But how strong are you? And it's my faith that has helped me and kept me to just continue believing. Growing up, I never knew Christ like I know Christ now. So the experience is very different. Do you understand? I think growing up, I understood who Jesus was. I understood what going to church was. I understand what religion was, but I never knew what relationship was. So it wasn't until I got to my mid adulthood, after I had my son, was when I began to understand more about relationship. But that was a journey that I went on with the Holy Spirit, and it was just me and him, even though I was still going to church, but it was just that journey between me and him, you know, and through that process, and like I said before, you know, God allowing me to see myself through his eyes was when I now started to discover more about myself and learn more about myself. Don't get me wrong, there are moments where I've cried myself to sleep and I've been so down and everything, and my music is not streaming well. But you know what? The Bible says don't despise small beginnings. So you have to start from somewhere. So even though like my streams are not amazing or whatever, but it's still going to grow. How much work are you going to put into it? So you have to continue to work. How hungry are you? You know, nothing in this life comes easy. We have to work hard for it. So I feel like now in my career, I'm getting to a point where I'm building and I'm growing and my name is establishing. Do you understand? Whereas before, it wasn't like that. I would, you know, I would regress, I'd be down, I think I'm not getting support and stuff like that. But it's how you look at it.
Yeah.
You've got to be grateful for the small things, not necessarily the big things, where I was just seeing the big things, and actually I needed to take notice of the small things that were happening around me as well.
Absolutely.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does perfectly. And unfortunately, we are running a bit out of time, but I would really like to move on as well, that you are the CEO of Coco Bay London. So
Yeah.
that's completely different than being an artist. So where did that come from?
So I want to create financial freedom for me and my kids. Remember, I was talking about having a comfortable life. So it was during the pandemic, just before, actually, no, during at the beginning of the pandemic, I started making these homemade body scrubs, and I gave them out to like family and friends and stuff like that, and they absolutely loved it and they kept asking for more. So then I was like, I'm going to turn this into a business. So then I do all the research online, and I studied beauty, you know, back in 2014, 2013, 2012. I did my level 2 and my level 3 in beauty therapy, and I really love chemistry and stuff. So I did loads of research and stuff. So I wanted to obviously create a skincare brand that promotes healthy, glowing skin with an infusion of essential oils. So that's where Coco Bay London actually started from. And then I now started to, you know, discovered about AliExpress, and then I started to find out different, you know, vendors and stuff like that, and I just added stuff to my collection. And then Coco Bay's just obviously been growing. Now Coco Bay is a lingerie brand that also provide natural skincare, jewelry, bags, and so forth. And yeah, we'll just keep growing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it also shows that women should love every part of themselves and just embrace who they are, and from your skincare, but also from your lingerie, to be confident. And I think what you provide is just that.
Yeah, for me, it's like the work is starts from within. You must love yourself from within. So it's the self-love at first. However, you can be empowered by doing that, by going on that self-love journey. You can be empowered by that. Love every part of yourself, even the parts that you think are beautiful to somebody else, because you are amazing inside and out. So my personal brand is really about empowerment and encouraging women to love themselves for what they look like and for what they are. And if you want to make those improvements, then go for it. But if you're happy as you are, continue to be happy as you are and love yourself as you are. However, I have some amazing products that could help you have glowing skin. I've got sexy lingerie to give you back your confidence, you know, with your partner or your lover or your boyfriend or whatever. Or even if it's just for yourself and you just want to feel sexy for yourself, I've got that too. I've got funky jewelry, I've got funky sunglasses, cute handbags, you know, if you want to treat yourself to whatever, I've got it available for you.
Yeah, you got it all. You got it all. Now, before we wrap up, because unfortunately time is not on our side. Now, I know, correct me if I'm wrong, you have got out today a new single called
Have.
Mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about it.
So Mood is my baby. Like, I absolutely love this song so much. This song is actually about love and, you know, meeting somebody that you have fallen in love with. And it's really about two people coming together that, you know, have this amazing dynamic between them. And then obviously, you know, whenever you think about this person or whenever you see this person, you're just in the mood for them. Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted to bring something that was a little bit more funky to Afro beats. And yeah, something that was different, I guess, and a bit more of a chilled mellow vibe, but it's still got a little bit of a, you know, Afro beats aspect to it. So Mood is out today and you can stream it on all music platforms, Apple, Spotify, and it's on Amazon Music as well. You can use the sound on TikTok, you can use the sound on Instagram. And really what I'm needing from everybody is to go into my Spotify page and follow me on Spotify, because I've got a target of 5k streams and I need to reach it so that I can get the support and I can start campaigning my music with Spotify. But Spotify won't allow me to campaign until I've got to 5k streams.
So
Yeah.
everyone, you heard it. We need to get on our phones right now and do it,
Yes.
because she is an amazing newcomer, an amazing artist. And I would love if we could get, I'm going to be very sneaky and ask, if we could get a little, like from the chorus or from just a little snippet of your new
Of the new song.
Of the new song, just like 30 seconds or
okay.
It would be great.
I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. What's your mood? What's your mood? Can you feel it? Something in the air. The energy between us is magnified. When two align, we unwind, intertwine in love. I've got my eye on you, and I'm in the mood for some of you. Oh, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. What's your mood? What's your mood? Oh, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. What's your mood? What's your mood? Go low, low, go low, go low, go low, go low.
Wow, well done. That was really good.
Thank you. Thank you, honey.
You have such a new and a fresh tune. It's wonderful to see, and I love how you harmonize. It's really wonderful. And thank you everyone for listening, and join us again soon.
I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
There you go. You heard it. Bye. Bye.
More music variety on Power Ace Radio.